Hey there, everybody. Welcome to the channel. Hopefully all of you are doing well out there. I'm, of course, your host, World Blitz, and in today's video, we are back again with yet another comparison, this time to Tier 8 heavy tanks, especially auto-loading heavy tanks at that, the AMX 5100, a Tier 8 French autoloader, and as well the Emil one, which, of course, is the brand new Swedish auto-loading heavy at Tier 8. So today's video, I'm going to be telling you both of these vehicle statistics, how they perform, of course, with some live gameplay. So you guys actually suggested this in the Emil video, or not the Emil, but the Kronwagen versus the AMX 50B video. So if you want to see one as well on the Tier 9, the Emil 2 versus the AMX 5120, as they both carry very similar guns and as well clips, let me know in the comments down below if you would like to see that, and I will be grateful to make a video for you guys if you do enjoy that. But without further ado, we're going to start talking about the Emil 1, which in my opinion is currently one of the best Tier 8 heavy tanks you can grind in World of Tanks Blitz. If you take a look at that gun, it has got fantastic statistics going for it. It's got a 3.4 second aiming time and as well 0.321 dispersion, very, very solid on the dispersion factors. Not only that, but if you are running calibrated, you're going to have 228 millimeters of standard pen, 254 on the premium. It's definitely not spectacular on the penetration. When you take a look at like the AMX 5100, yeah, the penetration values are way ahead, 244 on the standard and as well 276 on the premium. So way ahead on this vehicle on the gun. However, this tank now has the highest clip potential in a Tier 8 autoloader at 960 damage. That means you're literally able to take off about half of any Tier 8 heavy's hit points in a matter of 6 seconds. That is so deadly. And as well, the tank isn't very slow. It's a tiny profile. I would say like 20% the size of the AMX 5100. And with that tiny size, it packs a punch, as you know. It's got really solid frontal armor. It's about 270 millimeters on the upper plate. It's about 250 on the turret. The biggest weak spot is, of course, the lower plate, which is sitting at around 180. It's still weak. You know, you can easily penetrate it if you are aiming at it in the first place. Now, it looks like my team wants to all go to the medium side, so that's exactly what we're going to do here. Looking at their lineup, they've got one medium. They actually have two mediums. They got the I was about to say the VK168, but obviously that is not correct. They got the Pershing and the Leo. I'm very surprised I was about to call the VK a medium, but of course it is very late at night for me, so I'm mixing up all of my words, as you can tell right there. But we're going to be pushing, I guess, over here. It doesn't look like anybody is actually over to the side of the map, but we should be able to spot them maybe if we are, you know, seeing if them cross over here. That VK168, as we know, is a massive target. And speaking of that 168, there's one nice tap right into the side of his vehicle. In fact, if he backs up here, there is two nice taps into that VK, and are we going to be able to get a third? It doesn't look like it. We actually cannot penetrate that whatsoever. You can definitely see some of the issues with not having the best premium pen, but at the same time, if I was in an AMX 5100, on no way in heck would I have been sitting out in front of a VK168, because of course, I probably would have been penned every single shot, which is something that you always need to keep in mind, is that the AMX 5100 has absolutely no armor, where this tank actually has extremely solid frontal armor. So we're going to back up here, wait until we have our clip loaded, and then we can start getting shells into a vehicle like this Carnarvon. So there's one nice shell into the Carnarvon. Let's see if we can get any more. Oh, there's that 168. We just can't tap him yet, but you know what? There's one nice tap into the cupola. And of course, are we going to be able to get another? Does not look like it. But you know what? Might as well shoot an HE. Okay, maybe it wasn't worth it. I was like, well, we could shoot an HE and try and deal a little bit of damage, but yeah, 11 damage, maybe not even worth it. Might as well just reload the clip play then. But here we go. Let's push up. We can, again, use that good frontal armor this vehicle does have. The solid gun depression as well, sitting at 10 degrees to see if we can get out some big, nasty shots into the enemy tanks, like this Leo off to the side. So there's one. Ooh, that was actually a miss into the Leo there. Quite unfortunate for us. We'll see if that Leo wants to try and trade with us again. Okay, you know what? We're just going to pretend like we're driving. I don't really want to, I don't really know what to do, to be fair, right now. We got the Carnarvon off to the side, and that was a very unfortunate ricochet into the side of his tank. I'm actually thinking about reloading the clip, but that Carnarvon really looks like he wants to get a shot into me, so I'm going to reload the clip. There's no reason not to here. We've got the Leo off to the side, and we've got plenty of time still. There's a lot of hit points left on the table, 1400 on the Carnarvon, you know, 1400 on the Ferdinand as well. So a lot of hit points left on the table, and in 10 seconds we should be able to easily clip out a whole lot of damage for our vehicle. And he's got 1400, which is going to be an easy clip for us. So here we go, 3, 2, 1, and let's start getting out that big whopping damage. So there's 340. That's already one nice shell. There's another 330 roll, and with one more final shell into the frontal plate, that was about 1,000 hit points we whipped off of that poor Carnarvon. And that is what makes this tank so deadly, is the ability ability to get out that much damage in such a short burst of time. So once again, we're going to reload this clip in another 8 seconds. We're going to start rushing this Ferdinand, and of course, that's going to be an extremely deadly clip towards his tank. Let's put on our speed boost as well so we don't lose as many hit points, although we still did, to be fair. So there's a nice shot into you, and now I don't really want to waste any more shells on to him, so there's one nice shot into the VK168, and of course, let's get one more. Don't even care if the Ferdinand shoots me, to be fair. Oh my god, he missed that. That was really, really sad to watch, but Smasher finishing that player off, and hopefully our teammates should be able to get a nice shell right into the rear, and there you go. So that was a very solid game, once again, to show the Emil just how strong it really is. It's so solid, and it kind of does get me speechless on how well this tank performs in the tier 8 meta. This is currently, in my opinion, the best tier 8 heavy that you can grind for, especially for free. While I do think the AMX 5100 is a spectacular vehicle, it does a good job flanking. It gets out that damage. It's got way more mobility. In fact, it's got 50 km/h top speed, actually 45. I thought it was 50, but it only goes 45, which is still pretty fast, but definitely it's not as fast as I thought. But the thing about the Emil is that it's so much more flexible. First of all, it has 10 degrees of gun depression. And I'm not going to knock this tank. I think it has 8 degrees of gun depression, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, never mind. I will knock it. That's only sitting at 6 degrees, which of course is not great. So not only is the Emil sitting at 4 more degrees of gun depression, which of course is a massive amount more. It's got turret armor, something that, this vehicle, I probably could have gotten out about the same damage, to be honest, in the 5100 in that battle you watched. I might have had to be a little bit more passive, but I still could have, penetrated most of the shots I fired. In fact, some of them, like the ones on that VK, I could have easily penned through the turret. So there are a couple disadvantages for the Kron and not the Kron. I always get them confused, the Kron and the Emil. But the Emil definitely has its fair share of advantages and as well disadvantages. But I personally feel that having armor over mobility, at least in this scenario, because you can see that the Emil one isn't that much faster, to be fair, than the AMX 5100 when you are running the speed boost on it. So when the speed boost wears off, the AMX is way more mobile here. As you can see, I'm going to start climbing up in speed on this guy. But that armor is so much of a difference. Honestly, it's a major drawback for the 5100, where the Emil really doesn't have that as a drawback in the slightest. So we've got a couple vehicles here that I gotta be very careful of. We've got the VK45 off to the side, and it doesn't look like he's pushing up here. We are currently not detected, which of course is fantastic for me. We've got the FE31 off to the side as well, and there's one nice tap into the VK45. We're gonna get one more. There you go, another nice tap into you. And are we gonna be able to get a shot into the SU? Yes, we are. Let's back up before he's able to hit us. Yes, there we go. Nice backing up skills. Yeah, that's what you really need there, right? The reverse skills. Now, this tank still goes reverse very quickly, at least at 20 km/h, which gives you a very flexible situation. You're able to get into position, get out very quickly. As well, the clip reload isn't terrible, to be fair. You can reload it in a reasonable fashion and get out that big whopping damage. So here we go. We got that SU. Let's aim in right on his track wheel. There's one nice tracking shot, and of course, we'll get one more finishing shell into him. Now we've got tanks like the WZ-112, and as well, another nice shot into the FE-201. And yeah, we're just doing a great job of getting out the damage here once again. You can see why clippers are so preferable, at least in my opinion, for getting out that damage, is because you don't have to risk losing hit points. You can reload that clip and then start getting shells into the enemy, where you don't have to worry about that with, a clipper, where if you're running a standard single shot vehicle, it definitely becomes more of a drawback when you have to start pulling out in front of the enemy to, trade shells. But there's 2 shots into the WZ, and of course, let's pen one more right into his turret. So there you go, another fantastic result of damage, already at 2700 with this clip. This vehicle does about 930 damage in a clip, if I'm not mistaken, which again is an extremely solid amount. And the mobility really does give it this massive buff over the Emil, where I can push this vehicle so aggressive on the enemy lineups. Like this here, I'm able to ram this poor T-23. Let's get a nice shot into his turret as well, and we easily broke 3000 damage once again in this battle. While I may be sleep deprived, you can definitely see that this tank still does get out that damage like a beast, and I love both of these tanks. They're extremely solid in their own attributes. Of course, the AMX has got a way better gun, not only on, I would say, the penetration, but I also think it's a little bit more accurate. If we do take a look, as you can see, it is a little bit more accurate on the dispersion, so I still feel that the AMX 5100 can be an extremely strong tank, but in most random battles, I will say the Emil definitely wins my vote. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, if you agree with me or you disagree. Sorry for me almost losing it today, but hopefully you did enjoy today's video. If you did, please make sure to consider smashing that subscribe button down below. But other than that, hopefully all of you are doing well out there. Stay happy, stay healthy, and I'll be seeing you in the next one.